Hi too. Today we're gonna learn a bit more algebra and introducing someone from the grade school science department who wants to learn a bit more math, Mr. J. Perez.
What up, hi too?
This video is entitled Radical Equations with Mr. P and Mr. P. Let's try this one. Okay? Mr. P, what can you say about this equation?
Seems a bit intimidating because it has this a check or a radical sign.
Yes, sir.
Hard.
So you don't like the radical line. What if we find a way, or you find a way, on how to get rid of that radical sign?
Let me see if I okay, just square or if erase this side. Wait, can I do this? Can I do this? Just like that?
Why do you think you're gonna do that?
Because I think it's gonna end up like this.
Is that right? Is that right?
Alright.
I think it is. I think it is. Good job, Mr. P. I think you squared both sides of the equation to get rid of that radical sign.
Became simpler, right?
Yeah, at this point, I think it's simple enough for the students to do on their own, right? Right? So what's the big idea we learned from this?
Here, I've learned that you can square both sides so that you can get rid of the radical sign or the square root.
Okay, but what if we had this?
Whoa! Let me see. Oh, I get it. Maybe this time I can cube both sides.
That's good. Good thinking, Mr. P. Yes, for radical equations, we could get rid of the radical sign or the roots just by raising both sides of the equation by a certain power. Maybe that's something you should write down on your notebook.
I will do that right now, Mr. P. Let me get my notebook.
Let's try another one. This one, let's try this out.
Are you sure? It's very complicated to me. Wait a minute, I'm gonna use what I've learned so far. Maybe if I cube root both sides, give me...
You mean cube both sides?
Yeah, cube both sides. Cube?
You're going to do that 3 times? You sure?
It's not smart, right?
I think it's kind of complicated. You could keep it simple, right?
Aha! I know! What if I subtract 3 on this side and on that side to give me this one right here? Simpler.
So in this case, I think it's something like what we did earlier.
Yeah. For this one, I think I can isolate the radical on one side, so it's going to be a lot simpler.
And then we do what we did earlier, which was?
I'm going to cube both sides now. There you go. Then I cancel this one out. Gives me 4a plus 3 is equal to
Negative 27.
I was playing with you. I was testing if you were paying attention.
Yes.
Negative 27.
Good job, Mr. P.
Take note of that. Always listen. Okay?
Now I think Mr. P had already made it so simple, I think the students could continue this one, right?
It's a better idea.
Yeah.
Get to work, guys.
Get to work. Okay, so what's the big idea we learned from this?
Idea number 2, isolate the radical first.
Put that on the notebook.
I'm doing it right now.
So Mr. P, you're actually doing this on your own, aren't you?
Yeah, seems quite easy. Maybe I can solve one on my own. Bring it on!
Okay, maybe you should try this one. Try this one.
Okay, this is the best you can do?
I guess.
I'm on it. Okay, let me use what I've learned first. I isolate the radical. Correct, right? Yes. Testing me. Isolate the radical, yeah, on this side and then also on this side. This will give me square root of x minus 2 is equal to -4. And then second idea, square both sides. Get my hang of squaring both sides. Which will give me x minus 2 is equal to, don't tell me,
9?
no, it's 16.
Good job.
Okay, it's a lot simpler now, so I'm going to isolate the x right there. This should give me x is equal to 18. There we go, so simple.
So you're done? Are you sure?
Yeah. Wait a minute, I don't like your tones. Let's be some trick question around here. I know you, Mr. P. Let me check. If x is 18, so if I'm gonna substitute that, it becomes 4 plus square root of 18 minus 2. This should equal 0.
Is it?
I'm gonna bet on this one. So it becomes 4 plus 18 minus 2. This will give me 16. Is this equal to 0? Okay, simplifying this further, this should give me 4. Is this equal to 0?
Is it? It's not looking
Wait a minute, 8 is never equal to 0. What happened? I did everything correctly, didn't I?
Actually, sometimes when you do everything correct, you'll end up with a solution. That's actually what you call an extraneous solution. It's still not allowed.
What? How do you call that again?
It's an extraneous solution. You check for extraneous solution by doing exactly what you did, which is,
Yeah, which proved me wrong.
okay, Mr. P actually checked his work and it didn't work out. So in this problem, there's actually no real solutions.
Do you still love me?
So what did you learn from that? What did you learn from that? What's the
You
important
learned
thing?
that even after you have an answer, you should double check.
You should check. Put that in your notebook.
Remember, Mr. P will still love you. Write that down here. Check. I checked the check. That's it.
Okay. So Mr. P, what have you learned from all of the things that we've been doing right now?
I've learned 3 important things, Mr. P. First, isolate the radical. Next, square or cube both sides of the equation. Third, check. Remember, check.
You always have to check because there might be extraneous solutions.
Well said, Mr. P.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
At this point, I think the students could do one more, right? So try this out.
Don't be playing with us.
Radical equations with Mr. P and Mr. P.